You are listening to 104.1 KQTH, Tucson's News and Talk. I am the beautiful man. Sitting right across from me is my sexy sidekick, Ross, taking your calls at 751-1041. Mr. Charles in charge. Yes, my friends, this is your daily dose of madness.
This is madness!
A little slice of life known as the Conservative Circus, heard exclusively on 104.1 KQTH, Hour 4 of the James T. Harris Show. Glad you could join us this afternoon. Boy, we were talking about this omnibus bill that just has so many Trump supporters absolutely PO'd. We have talked with our sensei, Jeff Utch, about that and just how we were able to get into this spot. Brilliant quotes by Benjamin Franklin in that. And then we just ended the hour with the Confederate monuments being taken down. It's sort of like a revisionist history and how those people who are upset about slavery, the Confederacy and the slavery, have nothing to say about the fact that we are enslaving the millennial and the generation that comes after them with our out-of-control spending by eating their bread before it's even paid for. Heavy show today. Should I cover the correspondence dinner? No. Trump wasn't there. Who cares? Who cares what was said by a bunch of butthurt lefties? President Trump, he went out, was it in Pennsylvania? He had a little a rally in which he just hammered the media. That was fun. Just beat them up to the point where they were squealing and whining like little baby girls all over again. He's talking about us, and this is dangerous, and it's unprecedented. It was a nasty speech. It was the nastiest speech in history, history of presidents. And I just, okay. That's fine. So yeah, all that's happening nationally. I want to turn our attention to something locally, though. As many of you know, well, we've been talking about this story for a little while now. And it keeps getting more outrageous. First of all, it was outrageous that Pima County built for Worldview a spaceport. Seriously. Pima County, the taxpayers of Pima County gifted a spaceport to Worldview.
Would you like to ride in my beautiful balloon? Would you like to ride in my beautiful balloon?
This is our Pima County spaceport theme song.
Among the stars together, you and I.
Well, we can fly up and away, my beautiful balloon.
Yes, my friends, this is the
That was only a snippet of you at karaoke.
the Worldview theme song. We built a spaceport for Worldview, so people for the low price of $75,000 a rider, you can take a balloon ride to near space. Right. Balloon ride to hell. Supposed to be able to do other things. We had Steve Christie in studio. He said it's more than just that, but okay. On Tuesday, the Pima County Board of Supervisors will consider approving a lease purchase agreement with Worldview Enterprises and amend contractual language. The agreement includes an amendment to memorialize the commencement date after the substantial completion of construction of the building. Number 2, establish the square footage size of the finished building, which is necessary to calculate the rent amounts during the lease term. And 3, provide an inventory of the furniture, fixtures, and equipment provided by, wait for it, Pima County. That's right. Pima County has purchase furniture and fixtures and equipment for Worldview. According to the inventory included in the supervisor's review, residents in the fifth poorest metropolitan area in the country have purchased top-of-the-line furnishings for Worldview's use. Those expensive furnishings, purchased mostly from retailer Goodman's Interior Structures, are itemized on a total of 8 pages. High-end Herman Miller brand furniture and big-ticket technology fills page after page after page. Normally, when a landlord agrees to build to a suit for a lease, furniture is not part of the bargain. However, it is well known that Pima County Administrator Chuck Huckleberry has his team do things a little differently for cronies. Supervisor Allie Miller just recently questioned why Pima County supervisors were asked to approve yet one more no-bid contract with Goodman. Miller was given a runaround by Huckleberry, and at no point did he mention the purchase of furniture for Worldview. What makes the furnishings more surprising is the fact that the Goldwater Institute sued the county over its alleged illegal sweetheart deal with Worldview. Goldwater claims that the Pima County Worldview deal violates Arizona's gift clause. A Pima County Superior Court judge recently ruled in favor of Goldwater's claim that the county didn't properly execute the lease as outlined in ARS 11256. According to the statute, the county is required to obtain an independent appraisal of the lease value, advertise the facility for lease, and hold a public auction. They are allowed to accept a bid that is at least 90% of fair market value. This process was not followed. The judge ruled that the statute must be followed. But guess what? The statute is not being followed. The Pima County Board of Supervisors then voted in a 3-2 vote to appeal the ruling. The appeal is pending as the other two claims by Goldwater. The violation of the gift clause and violation of emergency procurement status move forward in the Superior Court. Now, my friends, Chuck Huckleberry and Supervisor Sharon Bronson turned over the keys to Jane Pointner and I think his name is Tabor McCollum, the principals of Worldview Enterprise in late December 2016. While many residents struggled to provide Christmas for their families, their hard-earned tax dollars were used to provide this gift to Worldview. This is wonderful. Now, so far we have Goldwater has a lawsuit. It has 3 prongs: the gift clause, the emergency procurement violation, and leasing county taxpayer-owned property. But I just want to bring this to your attention. Pima County, Chuck Huckleberry used Pima County tax dollars to buy Worldview furniture, high-end furniture, so you could sit comfortably. So those fat cats can sit comfortably as they wait for their $75,000 balloon ride.
Would you like to ride in my beautiful balloon?
You know, I think Chuck Huckleberry should be the first one up there. He should be the first one to take a ride into near space.
Can it be a tandem in which Rothschild can go to?
Oh, wow. You know what? They could both go free on the taxpayer, that is. Why not? Everything else is on the taxpayer's dime. This is beyond absurd, my friends.
That is absurd.
Beyond absurd.
That is absurd.
Oh, here's some word here. Pima County is also doing the landscaping and the tarmac maintenance on the Worldview facility. Let me see here. Oh, and there seems to be some type of a connection between Chuck Huckleberry and the furniture store owner. Interesting. Cronyism, you say. When does this stop? Can I ask a serious question? I mean, we report on these things, and it can get pretty damn depressing. Driving back into town, getting off the freeway, I-10, and then just hitting potholes and listening to the car rumbling. People waking up because they think we're four-wheeling, we're outbacking. Well, when does this stop? Seriously. Seriously. The taxpayers buy a spaceport and then furnish the spaceport. And all the furnishing is going on while there's a lawsuit pending for the county buying the spaceport in the first place. This is beyond crazy. You're listening to 104.1 KQTH. We apologize if you're listening on 104.1 KQTH Facebook feed. It's been interrupted the last 2 hours. Yeah, twice. We don't really know. We can suspect, but we don't really know because they're not telling us why it's being interrupted. That's just kind of how it is. 104.1 KQTH and Curtis Plumbing recognizes and salutes Crisis Intervention Officer Isela Welding from the Tucson Police Department as May's First Responder of the Month. Nominated First Responder you know at 1041KQTH.com. Let's go to Kyle. Kyle's on the phone. He wants to talk about the balloon ride, the spaceport. Kyle, welcome to 1041 KQTH.
How you doing, James? Love your show.
Thank you very much.
So I guess it's kind of good. We're known for a lot of things here. Horrible roads.
Yep.
Worst paid teachers in the country, and nobody wants to move here, but we have a spaceport.
We have a spaceport, Kyle.
So can we nickname the balloon the Zeppelin and get Huckleberry and Rothschild on it?
Wait, the first balloon that goes up to near space, you're saying call it the Zeppelin?
Yeah, I think so. I don't wish that kind of results on anybody, but, maybe. I think that's the only way we're going to get rid of our Senate and Congress that we have here representing the great state of Arizona.
Something needs to be done here in Pima County. Of course, Chuck Huckleberry is the unelected city bureaucrat that is using our money any way he wants to. Why? Because nobody is doing anything about it. Why? Because during election season, they don't make any changes. They're perfectly happy with the status quo. It seems they're perfectly happy with the potholes in a road. They're just happy because nothing changes.
Well, then they don't have to work on anything if they don't have to change anything.
This is yeah, I guess you're right about that, Kyle. The Zeppelin, Kyle, I will write that one down. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
The
Bye.
Zeppelin. Yes. I had an opportunity to go to the Police Foundation's banquet, Unsung Hero banquet over the weekend. It was fantastic. Fantastic. Really enjoyed meeting some folks, seeing the people, the unsung heroes who were celebrated. One of those unsung heroes was the woman I just mentioned, Isela Welding, received an award that night, and as did KQTH. I should say Scripps for their work with the foundation, with the police foundation. But you know what, Ross? When I was walking out, I got accosted. I did. Yeah, people who used to be fans. Used to be fans. They said they used to like me, but they don't like me anymore. And they had friends who liked me as well, but their friends don't like me anymore either. And I'm like, well, why? What did I do? Was it because of my controversial stance against the spaceport? No. Is it because, of a conservative? No, we're conservatives. It's part of why we loved you. Well, what is it? Why? What did I do? You hate cyclists, they said. I hate cyclists. I'm like, okay, really? I came out with an article last year, or was it a year or so? Yeah. About cyclists, cycling on Highway 83. Then all hell broke loose. Then who's that cat? Brandon Lyons? Brandon Lyon? Who put out a hit piece on me in the biking manual or something like that in the Bikers USA or across the biker world.
If I remember correctly, the tone of that interview was that you did not like the fact that cyclists were getting better treatment than people that drive automobiles in this city.
Yeah, and he said, then he accused me when I said I was when I wrote that I was riding, driving white knuckled. He was like, I was white knuckled because I was trying to hit cyclists. Some kind of, mess like that. Wow. Well, I invited him to come on to the show because, he had some good points, but he refused to come on. He said he didn't trust me. That I was going to sandbag him or something like that. So, and I tried to explain to these, to this wonderful couple that that's not a reason not to like the beautiful man. If anything, it could be just a little slight disagreement. No reason for the friends to turn away, but but come on. Oh, I think I also made people mad when I was talking about the spandex mafia. and Chuck Huckleberry wearing the spandex, the tiger spandex. I tried to win them back, but I don't know. These cyclists take their cycling very, very seriously down here. Yes. Yeah. You hear about the new law, Ross? You can't drive through Tucson holding your cell phone?
That goes into effect today, doesn't it?
Yeah. You know where that came from?
Chuck Huckleberry?
Well, Chuck, he was a big fan of it.
Pima County Board Supervisors?
Back up. I was just talking about him.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I see.
Yeah.
Well.
They're getting things done.
So we're not allowed to have phones, but people are allowed to have computers in their dash too,
Well, now,
right?
see, listen,
right.
come on now, Ross. You can't get like that. Look, you can have your phone, you just can't touch it. You got to be on the Bluetooth or something like that. I don't know how you can accept calls or make calls on your Bluetooth. It probably has to be voice activated. But you can still use your phone and stuff like that. You just can't touch your phone. If you're seen holding a phone in your hand while you're driving in Tucson, that's $50. That's 50.
No, I thought it was $250.
Is it $250?
If the report that our news guy Jim Edwards said, it was $250.
Damn.
$250.
$250 for holding your phone. Because that's distracted driving, don't you know?
Uh-huh.
Now you know what, eating the fast food and putting on your makeup, and as you said, playing with the little computer console, that gives you directions and that kind of stuff, and the drop down, DVDs are all in your car and stuff like that. That's okay. But holding that phone in your hand, that's $250. $250. Right. Chris, welcome to 104.1 KQTH.
Good afternoon, James.
How you doing,
I
Chris?
hate cyclists also.
I didn't say I hate cyclists. Don't put that in. Don't say I hate cyclists also. To me, I didn't say I hated cyclists. Chris?
No, I ride a bike, but I'm not a spandex wearer.
Okay.
I just get irritated with how they'll zoom right by you for stop signs and red lights and ride right on the edge of the white line when they've got 8 feet to use and force us to move over.
Well, they were telling me that they have a rule. I guess the law says they can write 4 across or something like that, and they had a lot to say about how drivers treat cyclists and that kind of stuff. I guess sort of goes two ways. I stopped riding a bike when I got my driver's license, but that's just me. I lived in a colder climate. Down here it's beautiful. People can ride all the time, Chris.
Yeah. Well, I do ride, but I think a lot of them are, I don't know, my opinion, very arrogant and think they rule the road.
Well, they do. Plus, they got another rule passed, Chris. You cannot hold your phone while you're driving. What if there's the same for them? Can they hold a cell phone while they're riding their bike?
Oh, they'll find a way that they can.
Chris, thank you very much for the call. You're listening to 104.1 KQTH Tucson's News and Talk. Bill Shine is out at Fox News, which means that Sean Hannity is the last man standing tomorrow. We're going to look at some rumors that are suggesting that he may be the next one to leave Fox. In the meantime, though, we have Rodney on the line. Rodney, welcome to 104.1 KQTH.
Hi, James. Thanks. I had 3 things to say.
Come on.
First of all, I wanted to tell you that I love your show, and I wanted to thank you and the whole crew for everything that you do for conservatism and all us conservatives.
Thank you, Rodney.
Second thing, I wanted to parrot what the last gentleman said, that I don't hate cyclists, but I do think that many of them are very arrogant, particularly with their riding 3 and 4 abreast. You know, you would think, being that they're the ones that are in danger, you know, riding where cars are, that they would want to err on the side of caution and, you know, do their, you know, best duty to try to stay away from us, but they seem like they're on daredevil mission and ride in the car lane anyway.
Well, I tell you, Rodney, and don't forget your third point, but I tell you, though, that was sort of the pushback for them. They're saying, look, you know, you guys, we only weigh like about, our bikes weigh, I don't know how many pounds, and we weigh whatever. So just like about 200 pounds against 2,000 pounds. We're going to lose every single time. So you guys need to make, you know, be aware of us and make room for us. And I'm like, you know, it was funny to me because I'm like, why
gave you 6 feet of asphalt. What more do you need? if you rode with some sense and rode single file instead of acting like you own the whole road, and that the 4 of your buddies have to have a conversation the whole time you ride.
Apparently, it's legal for them to do that, though. Apparently, it's legal for them to do that.
That's amazing.
It is amazing.
Anyway, third point, and most important one, is I've heard you say many times that Chuck Huckleberry is unelected, but I've never heard you explain. I'd like you to tell me, if he's unelected, how did he come to become into that position of power? And more importantly, how do we get rid of him?
Okay, here's the deal, Rodney. Very, very good question. Chuck Huckleberry has to be, his job has to be approved. His contract has to be extended by those board of supervisors. There's 5 board of supervisors. So when we had Allie Miller, we knew that we had to replace 2 of them. So I was interviewing folks from, Steve Christie didn't come on the show, but the people, John Becker, there was a Marla Clausen, she was running, and I asked them when they would come on the show, every time, if you are elected, will you vote to extend Chuck Huckleberry's contract? And there was no. So we picked off one. I don't know how the vote would have gone with Steve Christie, but we did know that if Marla Clausen would have been elected, then they would not have voted to extend his contract. That's the only way to get rid of Chuck Huckleberry, is if you have.
So is that every year? Is that once a year that occurs?
I think it's staggered. Wait, Ross, do we know the Board of Supervisors, is that every 2 years? I don't think they're all 5 up at the same time.
I see.
Well, I'm not sure. You know what? That's a good question. I have to look into that. They might be.
He seems to be fairly conservative, so I would guess we would get a good vote for him. So maybe we only need to replace one more.
You shouldn't assume that, Rodney, because Steve Christie had the backing of a lot of Chuck Huckleberry's cronies.
Oh.
So that's why we were sort of questioning what was going on with that United vote, you know, to give United Airlines $100,000 or whatever. Oh, well, where did that come from? Because no conservative would do that. But we're starting to find out that, you know, and this is what Steve Spain railed on for months, because he was saying, look, let's look at Christie's background. Who was it that was supporting Christie? He was supported by the same people that brought in little Johnny Winchester to go up against Allie Miller. So cronyism seems to rule the day down here, Rodney.
Well, what do we got to do? I mean, what can we do?
Here's what we got to do.
Are there areas of town that we need to?
Here's what you need to do.
Campaigning and try to get them to understand that we need to replace their supervisor.
We'll talk about that in the next election year. What you could do right now is you may have to take off work because Pima County Board of Supervisors refuse to meet in the evening where working people can go, bogart their meetings. But we need to have people go down to the Pima County Supervisors meeting and give them hell. That's what needs to happen for right now. We need to pack their meetings and give them hell.
Yep.
Because this
But we
is
need to get rid of
absurd.
that guy, 'cause
Yeah,
that's
he
the
needs to be
stuff that
gone.
he does is just way out of hand.
He needs to be gone. But that's what needs to happen. In election year, you got to pick off Elias. You got to pick off Juan Valdez, the coffee guy, and we got to pick off Sharon Bronson. If we do that, then we can get a new, a county administrator and start to, shovel out of this mess.
I was kind of surprised that Sharon Bronson got reelected. I thought that conservative gal that we had running against her had a good chance.
I did too, but no, they kind of faltered in the end. Sharon Bronson, they came in the last minute with a whole lot of money, and let's not forget that this town is left.
Yes, it is, unfortunately.
And that's what happened, Rodney. Excellent questions, my friend.
The only way that we're gonna succeed here is you keep doing your thing, James, and I so appreciate you, brother. You keep on it.
Thank you very much, Rodney. We appreciate you guys out there listening. Absolutely, we do. Let's go to John. John, welcome to 104.1 KQTH.
Thanks, James. Listening about the bicyclist that defriended you, it sounds like they have hallucinations of delusions of grandeur while suffering from delusions of adequacy and full-blown cranial rectal inversion.
Now, wait a minute now, John. These were nice people. They were very nice people, but I have found that, with the cyclists, I mean, they're a very tight-knit group, and they are, I mean, in a real way, it crosses ideological lines. Once you're a biker, you kind of put up with, well, actually, most of the bikers are lefties. But, once you're over in there, they all, begin to, they say the same stuff when it comes to road safety and drivers need to understand. And I understand the unintended driver thing. I really, really, really do. But passing a law saying that if you hold your cell phone in the car, what was it? I stand corrected because somebody called me up and told me it was $250 for the first offense and then $300 afterwards. That ain't gonna change nothing.
No, it's not. And but the thing is to have something so inanely trivial as your opinion on how bicyclists are treated within the community versus drivers.
Oh, John, you have no idea. John,
it's just come on.
You have no idea. During that period, I had people rolling up on me. My wife is a biker. My husband's a biker. I'm like, well, good for them. Well, you hate bikers. I never said I hated bikers. I wrote an article saying how it was dangerous for people to be cycling on Highway 83. And then I had a bike, what does he call himself? A cycle advocate, or what do we call him? What is it, Ross? Not an advocate. What do you call him? He advocates. Activist. A cyclist activist roll up on me talking crazy.
Well, when you let somebody else feed you your opinions and thoughts rather than develop them for yourself, I guess that's what you're going to get.
That's kind of what happens. But you know what? I invited the guy onto the show. We could have had a wonderful conversation. He would have been able to make his points because that's how we do it. I mean, we may go back and forth, but if I invite you onto the show, I'm going to show you what, I'm going to treat you with respect and let you, get your point out. And he actually had some good points, but he said, no, I don't trust you. Well, really? Really? Well, you don't trust me? Well, you can kick. Ooh. See, I'm going back there, John. I'm going right back there.
And one other thing, James, on the spaceport, the name for the spaceport, call it the black hole because money's going to go in and nothing of any substance is going to come out.
That's an excellent suggestion, John, the black hole. I love it. Let's go to Lisa. Lisa, welcome to 104.1 KQTH.
Hey, beautiful man.
How you doing?
I don't hate bicyclists. Mm-hmm. I think they're great, but this whole town has gone nuts on bicyclists. In fact, if you go down Camino de la Tierra to where it crosses the river, they're putting up so the bicyclists do not have to stop. They're spending tons of money to have an overpass. Oh. So why don't we charge? Go down and look sometime. It's disgusting. So why don't we charge or have like a tab for bicyclists to help pay for our roads?
Well, you see, Lisa, I got into trouble once again because I wrote a piece about that as well. The bike path, they had a beautiful bike path going across a toe-up road. I mean, the road had potholes in it, and then you hit that smooth little bike path, and then you back on your toe-up roads. It's absurd.
Well, you remember when they had the race a few years back, and that one basketball player said he'll never come back and ride because the roads are so bad. Exactly.
So you have the L2, the Tucson Detour right here, and your roads are messed the hell up. You would think this was a perfect opportunity for the James C. Harris, for the circus to join up with cyclists and put pressure on the unelected city administrator to fix the damn roads. But no, they got mad at me because I called them the Spandex Mafia.
Well, hey, I tell you what. I know now why Huckleberry wears those pants.
Uh-oh.
Because of the front.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Did.
Lisa, thank you very much for the call. Appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us on the line is Will, the official game warden of the James C. Harris Show. Welcome, sir.
Hi, James.
How you doing, Will?
I'm a member of the Mafia, and I got my crowbar.
Oh, no! Will is a part of the Spandex Mafia.
Yes, I am. You know, I had a wonderful ride this morning.
You did?
On a 15 miles worth of the Cañada del Oro Wash Loop Trail.
Oh.
Smooth pavement.
Smooth. Wait.
Yellow down.
Did you hear that? You hear that? You hear what he said? Smooth pavement. Right.
No bumps.
No.
Traffic. Bridges on all the traffic underwashes. All, just a few.
All provided to you by the Pima County taxpayer.
The RTA money in Parks and Recreation. Nice place. I don't have no cars coming up my spandex behind.
Do you really wear the spandex, Will?
You do, because it helps with the chafing in a certain area of your body.
Now, I heard that you can get some of those spandex that has padding on the buttocks.
There is a padding right at the bottom where
your body is like knitted together.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, there is a pad there. That's correct.
This is incredible. You are a hunter, you're a conservationist, and you're a cyclist.
And I vote Republican, or I'm a Trumpist.
Wow! Now, you can't wear your Make America Great Again hat while you're cycling, do you?
No, I'm not into styling. I don't wear that flash. I'm a kind of a drab. I wore my flame orange shirt today, just so I'd be visible.
Fantastic. So don't do that. Otherwise, they may beat you. They may beat you with their
Their tire pumps.
Right. Exactly.
You get it. So they'll get you with their tire pumps and everything. But so you got to have more understanding.
I do have understanding, Will. I love my cyclist brother. And look at this. You are the official game warden of the show. Am I going to not let you be the official game warden of the show now because you revealed your deep, dark secret that you're a cyclist?
You better not, because I'll go get me a javelina or a Gila monster and put a juju curse on you.
And I believe you. I believe that. Will, my good friend, thank you very much for calling in today.
Take care, Dave.
Yeah,
Bye.
Will wears spandex. Yeah, okay, we got a couple more callers on this. All right, we got to hold on, my friends. We'll let you weigh in on this. See, I just merely mentioned the fact that I got accosted by cyclists this weekend, and look, phone lines light up on both sides. There's somebody trying to put words in my mouth talking about I hate cyclists. I never said I hate cyclists. Cyclists are beautiful people, wonderful people. I love cyclists. I don't like sharing a road with them. What, I can't say that? I can't be honest about that? You're listening to Wonderful One KQTH. It's one of the topics you're not supposed to bring up in this town, and that's cyclists. But you know me. I do what I'm not supposed to do. Lance is on the line, my friends. Lance, you're next on the James T. Harris Show. Welcome.
James, my brother, how you doing today?
Fantastic.
Hey, first of all, okay, so I'm a bow hunter.
Okay.
And, us hunters are probably the best conservationists out there.
Absolutely.
But I was born and raised in Tucson. That was 53 years ago. And I grew up riding my bike on the streets here. I am a cyclist, all right? And I get so perturbed at these cyclists that sit there and ride 3 and 4 abreast.
Mm-hmm.
You're sitting there yapping away. We used to have a thing. It was called car back. And when someone said that, you got single file. They don't do that anymore. I always yell at these people that, you know what, you're giving the rest of us cyclists a bad name because you're not sharing the road. You expect us to share the road. You should share the road also. And that just infuriates me that they've got, you got all these people sit and think that they own the road. Like you said, you're only 200 pounds against 2,000. What do you think's going to happen?
Right.
How about what I'd like to do is get somebody, because I've talked to you before. I'm the guy that has some horses. I'd like to get a bunch of my buddies, sit there and go out on their little road tracks out there, go 3 or 4 or 5 abreast on our horses and block their path. And because we're not going to sit there and run our horse. We're going to sit there and walk our horses. So the speed that we go and blocking those bicyclists are the speed that they go blocking us automobiles.
See,
that makes sense?
And this is all coming from you. You're a cyclist. You're a former cyclist.
I've been a cyclist. Well, like I told you, I grew up. I was born and raised here. When I started riding a road bike on the streets, really riding it, like cyclists do now, I was 13 years old. And I've been riding ever since on the streets. And there are some tight spots.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
That if something happens, I'm the one that's going to pay for it.
Exactly.
And I'm the one responsible, because I'm sitting there going against traffic. These cyclists sit there and think, they block the road. You're only going 20 miles an hour, if that. If you're in really good shape, 20, 25, all right? Maybe 28. But you're not doing 35, 45, 55 down a frontage road. And they're blocking the road. You got people that are coming down this frontage road at 55, 60 miles an hour. And they're only doing 20, and they've got the whole road blocked, and you got a car coming the other way. You know what? Share the road.
Hey, Lance.
And this is coming from a cyclist, James.
Lance, I want to apologize to Evan because I didn't get to him, but you were on such a righteous rant, and you were a cyclist. I just had to let you roll, roll it out, my friend.
Thank you. And I hope there's cyclists I hope those cyclists that sat there and gave you a hard time hear that. I'd love to confront them. Because I'm sick and tired of their little attitudes. I'm tired of the attitudes. They're prima donnas.
Lance, I'm up against the wall. I gotta go, man. Thank you very much for the call. See, even a cyclist got my back. What? I'm just saying. Don't come up and roll it up and talk about, I hate them too. I didn't say that. I didn't say it back then. That's right. But I'll just let you all hash it out. Former cyclist talking to the cyclists. See you tomorrow, my friends. Joe Pag is up next year. This is a Wonderful One KQTH. Hey, friends, thank you very much for joining us today. We're back in the groove. That's behind-the-scenes stuff that's been going on the last couple of weeks are done. And now we just look forward to putting out some quality shows for you. Please make sure you share and you, what's the other word? Like and share our Facebook page. See, that's how busy we've been. We haven't even talked to you about that in a while. Please do that for us, and we will see you tomorrow. Thanks again.